We should put a disclaimer on our show. If you have firearms in your house and you're mentally ill, do not watch this show. Email your death threats to genxbrothers@gmail.com.
Coming to you from one of the most resourceful, independent, and badass generations of all time. Welcome to the Gen X Brothers Podcast. Join Erik and Glenn, two half-brothers that make up one hell of a show.
Hey, welcome back, my monkeypox recipients. How are you guys doing out there?
I'm breaking out in monkeypox.
Welcome to the Gen X Brothers Podcast.
Whoa, you got the sound effects now.
Yeah, man.
Moving on up.
I had to get cheesy there for a second. I couldn't help it.
Them views are paying off. We're able to afford special effects and all that.
And I want to introduce my co-host, my brother, Mr. Erik D. Fulmer. How you doing, Erik? Did you miss me?
Pretty good, man. Horns are way up. Just chilling, chilling like I always do.
We've been off for 2 weeks. Did you enjoy your vacation?
Yeah, kind of, sort of.
Anything exciting happened with you?
What's been going on? Well, we just got off of 4th of July.
4th of July, god damn.
Look, I got fireworks.
What? Fireworks? Those are glow sticks. What are you talking about?
these were my fireworks for 4th of July.
What?
Just waving around on the balcony. Wee, wee.
Were the neighbors walking by were like, what the fuck is that guy doing on there?
Like, what the hell is that guy? It's like a dollar store 4th of July.
Well, it seems like the big story is obviously it's inflation right now, right? I don't know if you remember this. Let's see how good your memory is, because back for us, inflation when it hit us, it was around 1980. We walked down to the local mini mart. At that time, it was called Maxi Mart, right? Do you remember the Maxi Mart right outside the
trailer? My comic books, my toys. Yep.
Now, at that particular time, the guy that was running it, it was that angry Asian looking dude. He looked like Al Leong, that guy that's in like every Asian movie fighting.
Well, there was a couple, right? There was a family, I think. Well, Tony was the younger.
That was after them was that Sikh Indians, the guys that wore the towel on their head. That was later on, but this was before that. That angry Asian guy, he looked like Fu Manchu or something.
Yeah.
So we go down there to get our candy and our comic books with our little, we got a food stamp allowance or something like that.
Yeah.
Whatever change we had, we could scrounge up from the day before or the morning.
Yeah.
So I walk in there and we walk into the Maxi Mart. I grab my usual Chico bar and my payday and I put it on the counter to pay for it. And I give him my 20, I think it was 30 cents. And he goes, oh, it's 50 cents. And I was like, what are you talking about? 50 cents? I thought it was 30 cents. Just yesterday, I bought it was 30 cents. And at that point, he let me know that fucking a candy bar went from 15 cents to 25 cents a piece. And I was like,
damn.
And I just remember like being so freaked out. Like, what are you talking about? That's a whole extra 10 cents out of my allowance. I can't afford that.
Should have shoplifted it, man.
Yeah, and I swear, I don't know if you remember this, but I remember dropping in the middle of the store on my knees and started crying because the candy bar price went up. I was so upset.
And you had no idea what the word inflation even meant.
I was devastated, man. I could get 2 candy bars with my allowance, and now I could only afford 1. And I was just, it was just crushing. It was soul crushing. Do you remember that? Do you remember when we got so upset and we started crying over the price of candy bars?
Yeah, I remember you being on the floor just slowly bawling. You're like, and me having to drag you out of there.
I was probably stomping my feet like a little baby. But
well, my fondest memory of Maxi Mart was like, I used to go there and buy my comic books. Like they had the comic book rack, the classic rack.
Yeah.
And one day I thought I'd get a little daring and sneak one comic book in another and buy it. And then the guy busted me. He's like,
no, that was because of inflation. Yeah.
I think here's the thing. I think I got away with it at least once or twice. And that's why I thought, okay, let me try it again. But eventually, because I think sometimes the lady would work or someone, it was like maybe the older guy, because it was the young guy, Tony, that busted me. He was like,
yeah, he was that Asian looking guy, the angry Asian.
Yeah, he called grandma to come down. And
I remember him grabbing you by the arm and like yelling at you, right? Like, didn't he say some weird shit? Like, I'm going to call the cops on you. Yeah. This is wrong. You're like, I didn't know it was in there. You swore up and down that you didn't know that it was in there.
I didn't know it was stuck in there. Like, I just grabbed it. I still remember it was an Avengers. I don't remember what issue, but it was Avengers, which I hardly ever read Avengers, but it was Avengers and probably Fantastic Four. 75 cents a comic, I think at that time. They were, 1980 probably 81 is when that happened. But yeah.
So yeah, I mean, that's what it does to little kids. Imagine what it does to adults and inflation out there. I know recently, Eric, that you went through some trauma dealing with not just inflation, but an inflation meme about gas prices.
Yeah.
Because apparently Facebook didn't allow you to post a meme. It was clearly a joke. So what happened there? Tell me all about that.
So anyone that's seen this meme, and it's been circulated around, it's basically, if I should have had it in front of me so I could read it, but gas is $6.29 a gallon. It takes $124 to fill up, but then you just take off. You fill it up and then take off. And then when you get busted, the fine's only gonna be $70. So then your savings is like $52 or something like that. Because you.
So that's the meme. So the meme is that instead of paying for gas because it's so high, you can just steal it and then pay the fine.
If you get caught,
the ticket
you pay a fine, which is $70.
It's still cheaper than paying for the gas. Okay.
Yeah, because I think it was like $124 to fill up your tank, and then you get busted, you pay the fine at $70, so you saved a savings of typical funny meme that anybody who looks at it is going to just laugh at it, like I did. It was found, and I even found it on Twitter, so I shared it, and then boom, without not even like a second, it was like they freaking busted me. They said suspended for 2 days because this promotes criminality or criminal activity.
Wait,
like,
so
what the fuck?
So it's saying you're promoting criminal activity by posting a meme. So somebody's going to read that meme, right? It's just a picture with a funny thing, and they're going to go out and try to steal
blue with white
gas.
writing,
So I don't know if they're aware of this, but anybody who gets gas knows you can't actually steal gas. You have to pay at the pump before they turn on the pump. You actually have to pay. You have to put a credit card in, or you have to go to the front counter and actually give them your money.
Money, right? And say, I want tank number 5 or 4 or
otherwise
whatever, right?
the pump doesn't turn on and you don't get any fucking gas. Like, what kind of a moron do they think people in Facebook are?
Yeah, and that's what I don't get, because like I know Facebook a lot of times when they bust you on stuff like that, it's usually bots that are doing it. How's a bot reading a meme? Like I could see if it was reading the text or something.
They can do that. Yeah, they can read the text. Yeah, on an image.
They did it fast though. Then they must have just saw the word court date or something, or fine $70, and then just boom, that was it.
They're watching your ass, man. They know you from the Gen X Brothers podcast. And they know what kind of shenanigans you're up to. So I think that's what it is. They're fucking keeping track of you.
It's just sad that Facebook actually thinks of their users to have that they're so unintelligent that someone's actually going to read that meme and go actually really do it. Like,
okay, so they can't stop a fucking shooter. They can't stop when somebody posts about shooting millions of people. They can't stop that. They can't figure that shit out. But posting a gas price meme, you're fucking on that shit in 2 seconds.
Imagine if they applied that same passion to go after these shooters. They're fucking when they see these shooters that post the crazy shit online. Like,
oh my God, what the fuck is wrong with people, man?
It's fucking bizarre.
So what did Facebook do? So then they banned you, right?
So I got luckily I only got a 2. I was gonna dispute it, but I thought I'm not gonna dispute it because the last time I tried to dispute, I got a 7-day suspension. I disputed it and I lost. And then they gave me 30 days for losing.
See, that's the worst part is like if you fight back, they treat you worse.
Yeah,
like they almost
no freaking
like, just take the punishment and fucking move on. Yeah. And then that way we can keep piling it on.
There's no democracy. There's no democracy on Facebook.
Fuck Facebook, man. Facebook is the biggest piece of shit on the planet. I hate Facebook. I will go on record 1,000,000 times saying how much I hate it. I still use it for business or for this show to reach people, but the corporation of Facebook is fucking the devil incarnate. That's what's funny is all those Trump supporters that believe that Joe Biden's the devil and they believe that all these other people are evil. Facebook is the evilest of all of them, yet they still use the platform. I mean, I know what I'm getting into when I use it, so I don't mind. And but all these right-wing Christians and shit that believe in that stuff, man, they're stupid as shit.
And here's even the worst thing is like, okay, I did my 2 days in Facebook jail. I got out.
You did your time.
And just the other day, I noticed I'm still under suspension that they're putting all my feeds or anything that I post, it's going to be at the bottom of the feed because right now I got like 11 days left. But at the time when I saw it, it was like 17 days left and it said because of that meme, so they're still punishing me.
So what they do is they bury your posts or something. Like what does that mean? So if you post to I thought it saw something where if you post to a group, then it
Yeah.
buries it
So-
underneath. Like, in other words, you're going to be like the last one for people to see it. Like, what?
Which is kind of weird because I've been posting. I haven't really noticed any. I mean, people's been pretty much liking my stuff or whatever, and I haven't noticed anybody like ignoring too much.
Well, that's what I'm
like
saying.
I
So
always
when you post in the Gen X Brothers podcast group,
Yeah.
and you're the only one posting in there, so how do
Yeah.
they bury that?
I know, right?
Like, what do they
Don't
do?
get it.
Put you below yourself?
Uh-huh.
Like, it doesn't make
So
any
I think
sense.
I got 9 more days of that. I got 9 more days on probation.
Like, they treat you like a
Fucking-
baby. Like what does that do? Like, does it hurt your feelings? And you're like, damn, nobody's gonna see my angry posts, you motherfuckers.
Yeah, right.
What the fuck is wrong
Now I
with
can't-
you?
Now I can't turn people into criminals. Damn it.
Yeah, it's like so weird. Like, man, they just have the stupidest rules.
Yeah, they just foiled my operation.
But I think it's funny with Facebook because they come up, okay, so obviously because of the Trump and the election and all this weird shit of Russian bots. So because of that, that's why they're cracking down and come up with all these stupid rules. But the only people that these rules affect are people like you. They don't affect the Russian bot. The Russian bots find a way
Yeah,
around them.
That's what I'm saying.
The Russian advertisers, the serial killers, all the fuckheads that
Mass
really
shooters.
want to do it, they find a way.
Yeah.
But it just hurts the normal innocent user of a Facebook like you and just makes it frustrating that you
Yeah.
want to go to a Truth Social, right?
Yeah. So I think I might just join old freaking Trump over there.
It deters you. You just want to get the hell out of there. Or even,
Yeah.
what's that other one? Clapper or what? There's the one, the alternative TikTok is called Clapper.
Oh,
don't know
is
if
it?
you've
I've
seen
never heard that.
Yeah, it's Clapper, and you can do more things on there. You don't get banned or suspended, but there's not that many people on, like,
Yeah.
you know.
That's what they say about all these. Like, we're going to start a new one that where you don't get banned or suspended, but nobody's on there. Nobody's there.
Yeah, like
So they get
that's
offended.
that's the key is Facebook has sucked everyone in. It's almost like Apple, where Apple, you know, you have an iPhone and you can't really go to a Samsung or an Android device because you have all your stuff on Apple. They've
Yep.
created this bubble
hmm
to where only those people can interact and be, you know, I guess notice those people that want attention. And, you know,
Yeah.
you're kind of forced in. It's a monopoly, goddammit. Plain
Yep.
and simple. It's a fucking monopoly.
Fucking bullshit, man.
They should break up Apple. They should break up Facebook. They should break up all these companies, you know, so
Yeah.
that way it creates competition. It creates a
Yeah.
broader marketplace for everybody.
Zuck you, fuckerberg.
Yeah, you piece of shit lizard.
Zuck off,
fucking-
fuckerberg.
Do you believe he's a lizard from another planet or?
He looks. I mean, I swear to God, he looks like what everyone describes aliens. He looks like that. He's like you look up alien in the dictionary. It's Mark Zuckerberg right there. I mean, he's got the face for it. He's got the eyes, the no expression. You know, even when he looks like he's having a good time, you can't tell. You know? Like he'll be on his little ski thing or whatever in the ocean, like, you know, with that music and stuff, but you can't tell he's having a good time.
Yeah, what's the point of getting a yacht and having all this money if you
Yeah.
can't even like enjoy it? Like,
Yeah, it's like a stone cold face. You know?
it's like I watched this one video about like Bill Gates or whatever, and it showed him in the early days, like he was trying to dance. He had like some band, like, you know, like U2 or something like that, paid millions of dollars to get some famous rock band to go, and he's like trying to dance, and it's like the most cringe, excruciating thing you'll ever see. Is some guy, like,
I mean, at least like Elon Musk, at least like he always looks like he's having a good time. Like even when things are going bad, he looks like he's making fun of it. Like,
he's still
got that smirk
awkward
on
as
his face.
fuck, but
Yeah,
you
he's
know.
really awkward, and he just always looks like he's having a good time. He just backed out of Twitter. Just
Yeah, I
today.
was gonna say. Speaking of Elon, he just turned. Do you really think it was to begin with
I
that
knew
he
that
was
was
going
gonna
to do it?
happen.
I think it was all a play to begin with, just to fuck with
Yeah.
people. And
I think so too.
I would
That's
even
what I was
I
like.
would even go so far as to say he had somebody on his team buy a ton of Twitter stock right before he made the announcement.
Yeah,
So that way it would shoot up, and then he probably sold it. You know, of course, that's market manipulation, but you would have to prove it.
it's so funny on Twitter because now I see all the sheep GOP politicians where they'll post a tweet like Elon Musk said Democrats are the enemy. Who agrees with me? And it's all the same exact thing. It's like, where do you guys all get the same email?
They do,
Same
man.
sheep,
They're part of a
same
club.
instructions from your leader.
Yes.
Like-
I don't know who the real leader is. It's not Trump. Everybody thinks Trump is the real leader of the GOP, but it's not Trump. It's somebody else underneath.
Yeah, just saw a thing where they're.
Yeah, I think it's that one guy, what's that bald racist guy that worked under him?
Oh yeah,
That was
the
it, head of
Miller
writing
guy,
his
Stephen-
speeches or something, or
Stephen Miller.
Yeah, Stephen Miller. I think he's the true guy that's in charge.
Probably.
Racist motherfucking piece of shit.
I just saw an interview where they were interviewing Trump supporters, like hardcore ones in Florida, and they're even saying that they probably won't vote for Trump. If DeSantis runs, then they're going to probably vote for DeSantis.
They're full of shit. You know damn well they'll vote for Trump.
You know that's pissing Trump off though when he hears that, like, fuck.
Well, I think DeSantis is probably. I think he's making. I think he's talking with Trump, and he's making a play with Trump in case Trump can't run. Yeah. I think what it is, of course, he has to break away and he has to do his own thing, but I think Trump is behind it, and I think he knows exactly what's going on. And I think if something happens from this January 6th committee, basically it's a play. So that way he's going to endorse him if he can't run himself, or it's going to be a play for vice presidency. So
yeah, the scary thing is that I think DeSantis, if he runs, I think he'll probably win, because especially if he goes against Joe Biden, I think he would actually win against Joe Biden.
I think any Republican who goes against Joe Biden is going to win. I'm sorry, and I hate to say this. I've been watching the Young Turks recently, and man, they tear Biden apart, and they're complete left Democrats. I mean, they're and it's true. Everything they said, Biden is fucking dropping the ball. I'm sorry. He's just, the only thing Biden did for this country was get rid of Trump, and everything else he dropped the ball on. He's trying to please everybody. He's trying to please the Republicans. Fuck the Republicans. They didn't give a shit about Democrats when they had control of everything. You know, why the fuck should they care? You know, fucking go with
personally, it. Like if a Republican runs and it's a good Republican, I would probably vote for him over Biden. But you know, it would have to be even I'm not going to agree with everything about all their views, but at least it's somebody that's solid. Like Mitt Romney to me would be like a solid Republican, even though I don't really relate to a lot of his views with religion and all of his homophobic.
Well, see, that's the problem. The only thing that I agree with for Republicans is is the money, the taxing and things like that. But other than that, because they are homophobic, because they are anti-abortion, because they are religious nut jobs, I can't vote. I don't care what your other I don't care if every single, like if you had 3 million great ideas, but the other 3 were homophobic, anti-abortion, and racism, well, fuck that. I'm willing to give up those other 3,000 great ideas to not basically cater to those 3 horrible ideas, you know?
I was just going at it on Twitter with these people about abortion. I was like, that's just, you know, like, oh, you're just another liberal. I was like, no, I just don't believe abortion is murder. It's not murder. Do you remember, tell me one of your fondest memories when you were in the womb. Give me what do you remember best about being in the womb?
And it doesn't matter if I'm a liberal or I'm not a liberal. It doesn't fucking matter. The matters is you have rights as a person, as a Republican, as they say, they're GOP. They have rights. I have rights. Women have rights. Why should women not have the same rights as men? Because if you ask men to get a vasectomy, you know damn well they're gonna be like, no, fuck that shit.
I said they're gonna come after our balls soon, you know.
Yeah, let them come.
You'll be looking at masturbation as killing babies.
Oh,
get all the whacking in you can, guys.
So motherfucking.
You can get an Adult Empire subscription for $24 a month. It's like the Netflix of porn. Get all that whacking in.
I mean, I'm sorry about. I feel worse that I am very disappointed in the Democrats. They are the biggest disappointment. I'm sorry. You know, they are just fucking. They don't know how to fight. You know, and unfortunately, that's what happens when you're on the side of good. You see the good in everybody, and you want to do good. But the evil people step all over you and they fucking treat you like shit. And they'll fucking murder your mother just to get what they want. And that's why they're winning. That's why Republicans win every time. It's just that Trump was such a horrible fucking piece of shit that's the reason he lost.
All he's got to do is just forget about 2020 and run on policy. He might be able to pull it off.
Well, because come on. I mean, if you think about it, if you want to hear some conspiracy shit, you have to really think about the idea that the reason there's high gas prices, the reason the reason all this shit is happening is think about the gas companies. They're controlled by GOP political operatives, you know? Half of those people are now in the administration that Trump put there from Exxon and everything else. So they're purposely saying, let's fuck Biden over. Let's jack up the gas price because he has no control over it. Come on.
Yeah.
Let's get real here for a second. He can't tell Walmart to say, oh, okay, start charging less for Twinkies. any more than he can tell Exxon to stop charging more for gas. You know, he has no control over what companies do.
What's funny is like they always say like the president doesn't have nothing to do with gas, this and that, and then the Republicans are blaming Biden for it. And I said to this one guy, I go, well, actually the gas has been declining for the past 21 days or whatever. So you could thank Biden for that. And then another one came in and said, "Oh, the president doesn't have nothing to do with gas prices." But you just said it did.
That's what I mean.
When it was going up. Make up your fucking mind, dumbass.
They're flip-flopping pieces of shit. But I mean,
it's fucking hilarious. It's like these people, man.
Well, I think the worst part is that when they flip-flop like that, they don't even know they're flip-flopping. You know what I mean? Like they actually believe the stupidity of it. At least when I do it, I know I'm a hypocrite. I know I'm doing it just to goof on people.
Same here.
But, whew. So let's turn the tides here, Eric. Let's go in a different direction because I know you have been a huge fan. I haven't had a chance to watch Stranger Things yet.
Yeah.
You've had a chance to watch it, but you got something to say about there's this new song that they have on Stranger Things back in 1986, but it's a new song to everybody else.
Yeah, it just came out. The new Metallica song. Master of puppets, I'm pulling your strings. It's crazy. It's the Master of Puppets crazy. When Metallica is all hooting and hollering about that, they got a bunch of new views or listens on their Spotify.
So do you think it's like young kids that are hearing that for the first time?
Yeah, it's mostly. It was kind of cool. As Robert Trujillo, the bass player of Metallica, his son is the one that played the guitar, for the track or whatever, like the main guitar in it.
Oh, okay, cool.
And his son is mostly a bass player, but his son actually pulled it off really well. Like, it sounds to me like they're using the real track on parts of it, like the guitar solo, but when it starts out, it's definitely like another guitar player doing it.
Well, I guess they kind of had to make it sound like a cover. I can't fucking talk.
But it is a really cool scene. I thought it was, I just finished it last night, the entire, because this season is like there's 9 episodes. They split it up. They did the first 7, then they came back with the last 2 like 3 weeks later, or whatever. And I think there's another season coming out, season 5. The way they left it, it sounds to me like it looks to me. But just every episode's like really long. It's almost like you're watching like a movie on every one because every episode's like close to 90
2 hours
minutes.
Yeah,
and the very last one's like 2.5 hours. The very last episode. So
well, that's cool. I guess why would they do that? Why not just split it up into like 12 or 13 episodes?
Yeah, you'd think. I guess they want to make a little mini movies all the other time. But I thought it was really cool. The kid Eddie Munson, and everyone's talking about the metalhead of the show. Is got a Dio patch, which I guess was actually donated from the actual Dio estate.
Damn.
He actually got it from that.
Oh, it's on his back jacket or what?
Yeah, it's like on his leather or his
jean jacket.
Call it the jean jacket. Yeah.
Those things are coming back. Remember those from the 80s? Fucking jean jackets and patches. Damn.
And there's like a scene where he's like, someone says, "I'm like, put on some music," and he's like. And he grabs like the piece of, she said like, or he said like the one girl's like, "Oh, that's not music," and he picks it up. It's a Piece of Mind cassette, from Iron Maiden. He's like, "This is fucking music," or "This is fucking music."
Well, you know what? I think that's what's cool about that they're using actual it used to be before, like back 10 years ago, they wouldn't use the actual band. They would play some cheesy. Like metal, I guess maybe because they didn't want to pay the royalties or something.
Yeah, that's a lot of it. And they still kind of do that nowadays, even.
Yeah, like where this is metal, and they try to act like it's Metallica or Iron Maiden, and it's just some weird like background royalty-free music. I'm grateful that Netflix is actually taking the initiative to actually involve these bands and have them get paid and have them be part of the project.
Yeah, it's sort of crazy. Like even on, like I said on Instagram, I was recording little like reels, and all I did was like the riff dun 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 on guitar, and I got like 3,000 views within like a. Then I did the one where I just posted that thing about me being sober, and I just like, let me try this out. I'm Metallica strong, just like a cheesy catchphrase.
Yeah,
like within like 5 minutes, I had like 16,000 views, and it's up to like almost 17,000 views on it, and tons of likes. Like so now every time I'm posting something like Gen X Brothers. Hashtag Master of Puppets. Or
then they're going to it's going to get overrun.
Death Cryptopia, hashtag Master of Puppets.
Damn. Or do the Kate? Isn't Kate Bush like her song like really like she made like a couple $1 million?
Running up the hill, that's always a cool song. I remember being into Kate Bush when I was a kid. Or I remember seeing her cassette at the library. Or thinking I got it. I thought she was kind of attractive and I kind of remember not liking the music. I couldn't understand the music. She's pretty bizarre, her music. It's like, it's good, actually, but that song is complex. I was trying to sing
But you
it.
like that
Like,
one, the one girl, Merker or whatever her name is. Isn't that is that kind of Meriker, or isn't that kind of the same realm? Like, but just an older version of it.
Yeah, she could probably fall in that category of creating music like that. But Kate Bush hers is more kind of complex. Like I was trying to figure out the vocal line to the "Running Up the Hill." I was gonna do like just a cover of it, just fool around because I knew the chords. But man, what the hell is she singing? Like her runs are just completely like it sounds like she just went in the studio and just kind of improvised the entire melody. And because there's no way I can even copy that.
Really? Damn. That's that bad.
So I was like, I'm not touching that, man. Because there's just all these different things going on.
You stick to fucking Metallica, Eric. You're a metalhead. Don't be.
But I'm pretty sure I'll go on YouTube and there'll be some little 10-year-old freaking nailing it,
Yeah. They're gonna. That's what they should do, is a mashup between Metallica and Kate Bush.
Yeah.
Master of Puppets and that song "Running Up the Hill," and
I was saying Ozzy's "Shot in the Dark" song, because that came out in '86. I think that would have been a really good song to put in the.
That's true. Yeah.
Yeah,
because if you think about it, Metallica at that time, they were really underground. There wasn't really like this big. They're making it seem as if Metallica was the greatest band in the world, but back then they weren't. They were hated by everybody. I mean, they weren't on MTV.
I mean, they were big, but they didn't get really big until that one.
Well, that's what I mean. They weren't like where people were like swarming and They certainly weren't like Justin Bieber. They weren't like they are today. Back then, they were total under. Like you had to fucking search for them. You had to find a tape. You couldn't just fucking click it on and go, "Hey, let me hear some Metallica." They weren't on the radio. That's for sure.
Yeah. That was the thing about Metallica was the first 3 albums. They were the kind of band that didn't do radio, didn't do videos or nothing. Yeah. But then when they did the one video for
it wasn't until Justice for All, and it wasn't until one.
Saying, "Oh, they're selling out now, and they're now they're gonna taste of success," and because it was like the #1 video, and they made money.
But that's my point of Stranger Things trying to make Metallica seem like they were bigger than what they were back in 1986, right?
Yeah, he's even playing the Warlock guitar, which is kind of cool, and. Yeah, that was cool, and I like '86 because that was the year I graduated, so I kind of related a lot to it.
Now, was it historically accurate, Eric?
I felt they did a pretty good job as far as making it look like the way people looked at that time when I was even going.
Did the jean jacket have an authentic Levi's logo? Was it from Levi's?
The Dio patch. It was the Last in Line patch on the back, and a bunch of other bands on the front.
Because didn't that little kid, remember the little kid in the video Last in Line? Didn't he have like one of those jackets?
Yeah.
Like remember the kid with the curly hair or something that was in all the Dio videos? Yeah, I loved his videos, man.
Speaking of Dio, look what I got today: the Dio Holy Diver.
Holy shit!
Remastered, remixed. It's got 4 CDs and a bunch of goodies. I haven't opened it up yet. I'm gonna probably do a little unboxing later or something. But
nice.
This just came in right
now. What is that? Like a reissue? Is it remastered?
Yeah. So it's his birthday's on the 10th. So they did a big thing at the Rainbow today or yesterday, a big Rainbow birthday bash or whatever, and then this came out today. It's basically. Live footage from a live concert from Fresno from 1983.
Oh wow!
I guess Dio had some kind of special attachment to Fresno. He said like
that's our hometown, Fresno.
Yeah, Wendy Dio was saying I guess when they were they were playing a bunch of shows back in those days, and Fresno was just really kind to them when they went through, but they had to play a bunch of off cities or whatever.
It was I mean, if anybody doesn't know us, we're from Atwater, California, and one of the places where we saw all of our shows, Rat. Ozzy Osbourne, Motley Crue. It was
arena.
Yeah, it was always the Fresno Convention Center. Right?
Yeah, when I heard that CD was on it, it's like, damn, why didn't I just start going to concerts in '83? I went in '84 when Ozzy came, and but I probably didn't really even know who Dio was at that time, other than seeing the Rainbow in the Dark video.
Well, even that first concert we saw, you went to see Ozzy Osbourne before me, but Grandma took you, right? If I remember.
Yeah, no, actually, Mike Healy, his dad took us. That was the scariest thing because his dad was an alcoholic. I mean, he was skinny and he would just constantly drink. His buddy is the one that drove us. He's driving drunk. I guess it's back in the day when you could drive drunk.
No seatbelts.
We're going from Atwater to Fresno, which is a good hour and a half drive. And then when we coming back home, I didn't think we were going to make it alive because he kept swerving and fuck, man. I'm thinking like, even I remember looking at Mike Healy, we're in the back seat, we're like, I think we're going to die, man.
You're going to end up in a ditch.
We wanted to go just because of Ozzy. We bought tickets because we thought Motley Crue was going to be on the bill because it was supposed to be Ozzy and Motley Crue Shout at the Devil. But like, what happened was Motley Crue ended up canceling, or they went off to do something else because they split up the tour. So then it was supposed to be Slade. So then by the time we got to the concert, it wasn't Slade. It was Rough Cut that opened up for him. But But at that time, I thought Rough Cut was Slade because I didn't know who Rough Cut was, and I really didn't even know who Slade was. I didn't even know they were the ones that did Come On, Feel the Noise until later on, But I thought, well, that's kind of cool. I get to see Rough Cut in their early days, after I realized that's who that was.
And so then after that is when I said, how come Erik gets to go to a concert? I want to go to a concert, Grandma. And I begged her, and she took us to the Rat concert.
Yeah, so I think the Rat concert she took us. That was in August of that same year.
And that was Fastway and Black and Blue.
Yeah, no, actually, it wasn't Black and Blue. It was a band called Gold something. I remember looking it up recently.
I could have swore, maybe Black and Blue was when I saw the Motley Crue. I could have swore there was a Black and.
So when we saw Motley Crue on the Theater of Pain tour,
yeah, I saw
that was Autograph. Remember, turn up the radio, and Black and Blue might have. I don't think Black and Blue was on that tour.
I could have swore there was Black and Blue at some point at that Fastway, and then I
just remember the first band was a band called Golden something, which I just looked them up not too long ago, and I was trying to think, what the hell was that band name? But they were like a band that nobody really knew about. They didn't go very far, called Gold Ring or something. But
the reason I remember Fastway is because they had the checkered thing, and then you always liked the checkered spandex and shit. So I was like, they're cool. They got checkers. I don't know why checkers.
You will. That's a good song too.
Like if you think about it now, fucking the checkered flag is like for racing. It's like the worst emblem. Yeah. Like it's the worst representation you can have for a band is fucking checkers.
Yeah, Like, but you figured everything was Fastway. Maybe they love cars or something.
Yeah, but we didn't know that reference when we were younger.
Yeah.
We just thought it was cool.
I just think of checkered vans.
Exactly. Vans and everything checkered and fucking camouflage and parachute pants.
Yeah,
remember those parachute pants, man? You used to love those parachute pants.
Yeah, those were some good times, man. Those mid '80s, man. Shit, that's where the metal. That's my favorite year of metal is probably '83, '84, just because that's when I really embraced it. Got into Ozzy being the first concert, and '84 to like maybe '88. That's when after '88, that's when
the golden age. So then you go in 1986. You graduate from high school. I know I was there at your graduation because the kids behind me were sniffing glue. Or actually, they were sniffing whiteout. It wasn't glue. They had the whiteout bottle, and they poked a hole in it, and they would just. They even asked me if I wanted to. I was like, why would I do that? That's so. I was like 12 years old. I was like, what the.
Well, I did find a brown paper bag on the ground one time, and it did have actually modeling glue in it. So I think they were sniffing anything that had that whatever is in it, the ghost or gas or whatever.
So I remember your graduation pictures. You had the puffed out metal hair metal.
I think I had the tips.
Black tips.
I was being daring.
So you and Tony were true Metallica fans at that point, right?
Yeah, I think so. I think we all were. Me, Jimmy, and Tony. I think maybe Jimmy mostly because we would just sit in his room and just try to figure out all the songs.
Well, was Master of Puppets out in '86? For some reason, I remember it being out earlier than that.
Master of Puppets was '86. That's the reason why it was in the. I think that's why they chose it for Stranger Things because that's the year they took place. But so Master of Puppets came out, and then after that, shortly is when Cliff Burton passed away because they were on tour for it.
Okay.
Because
I don't think I got into Metallica until I moved away and I came back and you showed me Exodus first with which was what's his face the guitar player Kirk Hammett was in that. And then you showed me Metallica because I didn't know. I was like 13 years old. I didn't know shit.
I remember Master Puppets and even Ride the Lightning. When we first got Ride the Lightning, me and Jimmy were just like, "Oh my god, this is crazy! This is cool!" And barely learning our instruments. But then by the time Master Puppets came out, we already kind of knew how to play, and that was one of our first covers. And I'm shocked when I think about it. Like we actually did a pretty good version of that. Like 'cause I remember I learned it from the tablature, the guitar magazine. I learned most of it from that, some of it by ear. But I just remember playing the middle solo really good, and I know Tony has those tapes. I would like to see if Tony still has any of those rehearsals.
Well, I remember you guys used to do one. You did one at that one fair or something. Like it was on video. Does Tony still have that video of you guys when you were doing that?
Sure, he does. That was at the Winton Festival.
Yeah, I remember that was cool.
But we used to do Master Puppets. We did that at like the Women's Club and all the other shows that we used to play around there. But I would like to hear that because I bet. From what I remember, I think we did it pretty well.
Now, was Will-O-Wisp more popular in Atwater, or when they moved to Hollywood?
Obviously, we got more popular in Hollywood as we went along, just because we had to build our following. But,
so, what if you would have stayed in Atwater? Do you think you would have been a much bigger band, or things would have been easier or harder?
Because we played that last show before we went to Hollywood at the Lano Club in Merced, and it didn't seem like there was a very big turnout compared to like when we played, the women's club when it was me, I think Jimmy and Tony. I think we were just a 3-piece then. But as we got into that before we moved to Hollywood, it was me, Aaron, and Tony, and then George. We let George sing The Cure on vocals.
Yeah, yeah. But I'm just wondering, like, if you ever think about, like, would you have succeeded more in Atwater in your hometown, or would you have gotten lazy? Because obviously it's easy to get
we would have probably
complacent.
gotten lazy and just gave up because there's no way because we wouldn't have gotten any kind of little record deal. We wouldn't have recorded any albums that would have done anything. I think if we did it now, it'd probably be different.
Yeah, but because obviously Hollywood is a place where it just kind of kicks you in the ass and makes you
you
do the things that you normally wouldn't do.
Yeah, Hollywood 101, pay your dues or get some chick to pay them for you.
Plus, it's it's a big influence seeing all the other bands and things like that. Whereas in Atwater, there was nobody else. There was just like some old
when we first
dudes.
when we first played the Whiskey, it was like to me, it was like, wow, we already made it. We're playing the same club that freaking Van Halen and Wasp and Motley Crue and all them play. We don't need to do anymore. It's like. We played the Troubadour. We're like, holy shit, this is where Sweet Poison play. We don't even need to do anymore.
So now it's going full circle, Eric, from 1986 to Stranger Things 1986. Yeah. You get to relive that age and that Metallica.
Yeah, it was great.
Well, one thing I love about Stranger Things, even like I saw the first few seasons. I think I saw season 3. I don't even remember if I saw season 3 or not.
Yeah.
I got to get caught up. But just the fact when they used to ride their bikes and shit, that's how we used to get around, was riding our bikes like completely across like 2 or 3. Like we would ride our bikes like 6-7 miles just to get
little huffies.
Yeah. Or we would steal bikes and chop them basically.
Kmart Huffy. I think one time I was able to get a red line that grandma was able to get for me from some kid. I think I got stolen or something. I thought I was like the coolest kid on the block with that red line.
Well, I remember you got a bike for Christmas, right? And you thought it was because there used to be this place out like an old abandoned lot, and they set it up as basically like a dirt bike ramps and all this shit. And you got this brand new. It was a fancy. I don't know what it was. It wasn't like Diamondback was the big deal.
No.
But it was like a Huffy or something like that. And you were like, "Oh yeah, this is the baddest bike." And you took it down the first hill and you fucking crashed.
Yeah.
And you messed up your leg.
Yeah, and I remember the handlebar hit me in the chest, and I had this big old circle. Big old it was like dug in my chest. Basically.
Like the first fucking jump, you were out, and I was like, I think I was even laughing at that one because we always fought and stuff, and I was like, oh, fuck you, Erik.
I think there was a couple girls around. I was probably embarrassed.
Classic 80s, man. You get something great, and then you destroy it in the first try.
Trailer Park Life.
Hallelujah. Good to be back. This is going to involve you, Erik, because this is very serious. As you know, that there was another mass shooter on 4th of July, right?
Yeah.
So, I don't know if you're aware of this, because this is the strangest part about the whole thing. Yeah. And the moment that I saw it, unfortunately, people were shot again. This guy got up on the roof and just started pegging people.
Yeah.
They right.
Like a woman too, so he could disguise himself.
Oh, really? I didn't know that.
Yeah, that's how he got away. He was able to get down, and they caught him walking around in the crowd, but he was dressed like a dress. His face was shaking. He covered up his tattoos with makeup.
And I heard he was going to hit another target or something. Like he was going to.
He looked like a hot chick.
Yeah, he does look a bit feminine, but that's okay.
Doer.
So the part that got me most about this was there's actual on 4chan. There's actual boards where you get together. There's these groups that actually support each other about mass shooters, and they actually talk about it. Now, the first thing that popped in my head was you, Erik, because if people aren't aware of this, you used to draw comic books and things like that. One of your main ideas back many years ago was this idea that serial killers got together in like an AA meeting, and they discussed all of their crimes, and they kind of lifted each other up. Now, this was an idea you had way back before. Like, obviously, they weren't mass shooters at that time. This was all serial killer stuff because we were heavily into like.
Yeah, this was like more like a recovery for serial killers or whatever. It was.
Yeah, but basically, they all sat around and talked about their, their stuff, and that 4chan, the fact that there's these boards where people are able to discuss it on the internet in secret and like basically back each other up and encourage each other. That totally reminded me of your comic book of the.
So what you're saying is I actually invented 4chan.
Yes, that's exactly.
I should get some royalties.
Royalties are thrown in jail. I don't know which one.
Should I run or run towards the money or run away from it?
Yeah. But that's some sick motherfuckers. I mean, listen, when we were younger, we were totally into serial killers. We loved Jeffrey Dahmer, all the great Ed Gein. We used to study them. We used to talk about them. I myself, with my fascination, it was always something like, oh, I love this and I admire it because of what they do.
Yeah.
But I was never like, oh, I wish I could go out and kill somebody. I wish I could. It was just an admiration for the mental
I don't think I'd have
state.
I wouldn't have the balls to be able to do it.
No, I don't care. Too much cleanup or too much, I hate people, but I don't hate them enough that I don't want them to be. I know I have an option to leave if I don't want to be around people. I don't have to kill them to get away from them. I could just go, fuck you, I'm out of here.
I just don't like the serial killers that get caught. Like all the ones that are legends. It's like, oh, they're not legends. They got caught.
Yeah. Except for Kemper. He turned himself in, so.
Yeah.
Ed Kemper. I mean, he said, yeah, the only reason you caught me is because I turned myself in. I was sick of it.
Yeah.
But that's what I mean. So I see that, and I see that's a fascinating. I love like Mind Hunters on Netflix and things like that.
They're coming back with a new season for that. Like they're finally.
I hope they do because season 2 was kind of a dud. But
yeah, they talked about it. Like they're finally getting around to it. So.
But the point is that you have these boards on 4chan that obviously where people could get together and I guess they have like an obsession, like, oh, what if we shot up this? And they're actually talking about playing the shit through their heads and what it would happen. And listen, again, I admire serial killers because of the state of mind it takes to do that and to be who they are. But to be a mass shooter, I've always said this, a mass shooter is just a fucking lazy serial killer. Like it doesn't take anything to get a gun. There's no mental state other than just being a fucking lazy piece of shit.
Yeah.
I don't know. There's something about it that bugs me. It's fucking typical millennial lazy fucking bullshit to go out and shoot people and then kill yourself or shoot a bunch of people and then try to take credit like as if you're some kind of hero. You're just taking a gun and you're fucking shooting it. Like if you really think about it, if I really wanted to be sick and a fucking masochist and an asshole, the guy shot off like 500 rounds and he only killed 6 people. So what kind of a fucked up human, like you're just a horrible person. You can't even kill more than 6 or 7 people and you got fucking 500 rounds. Like you're fucking stupid. Like,
they're lacking flair.
Yeah.
They're lacking style. They're not being meticulous.
That's the difference between a mass shooter and a serial killer. Serial killer is very maniacal. They have to think through the process. It has to be done a certain way. And again, I'm not condoning it, but in my admiration for somebody who can do that type of stuff and the mental fortitude it takes to be able to do that is far greater than some dickhead who just grabs a gun and starts shooting.
Just for the hell of it.
Yeah. It's just, I don't know. And the fact that there's these have you heard about that? Do you go on 4chan or?
No, I mean, I've always heard about it. It's something I never had. To me, it's like the dark web. I've never tried to go on the dark web because I'm always afraid I'm going to get caught up in something that I don't want to get caught up on. And,
Yeah, I got too much good shit on my computer. I don't want destroyed, It's like, I don't want to have to buy a new computer.
Adult Empire is about as far as I go with the crazy shit.
Yeah.
Porn. Just computer porn.
Plus, it's really slow because you have to cover your tracks and shit. I like shit to be done fast. Like if you go on like, what's that? The Tor browser, to try to cover, because I've explored stuff and tried to check stuff out. And it takes like 30 minutes just to connect. And I'm like, fuck this. It's too long.
But hey, about the Tor browser, it's like freaking when you get blocked from Facebook or Facebook jelly, shit, they'll even get you on that. Like I tried logging in from Tor browser and they knew who I was. And
you're doing it wrong then or something. You're doing
something else weird, but it said I'm incognito or whatever.
You're not supposed to be on the Tor browser.
Yeah, they're not supposed to be able to track
anything.
me, but apparently they do. So,
Eric's even fucking up Tor, but the fucking Facebook's tracking your ass like a motherfucker.
Yeah.
Damn.
Like that time I got suspended for 30 days. It was like somebody has tried Tor, I did, and it was like, and they found me. Even I was even creating fake profiles, like with a totally different email and everything, and they fucking wouldn't let me do it. So I don't know
Did you clear your cookies though? Because if you have cookies, they'll still track you. I mean,
like you have to clear them from your actual main browser.
I would assume. I don't know, or go on a different I don't know how it's done, but I'm sure there's some precautions you have to take.
Either way, they were finding me. So, yeah.
You're on the Facebook most wanted.
Yeah, man.
They probably have a picture of you up in their like little offices. If you see this guy posting, arrest him immediately in jail. Yeah. Put him in Facebook jail.
You can't hide.
That's some funny shit, man.
Yeah.
Damn, you're like a fucking Facebook notorious. You're like the Facebook bandit.
repeat offender too, they say.
Damn. Like, and there's no way around that because they pretty much track you as a person, right?
Yeah. Yep.
Like you need to actually go get a burner phone, like a burner phone with a completely new phone number, like from Texas or something.
Yeah. And
you need a completely new identity.
Or I just need to become a mass shooter. They never catch them.
Yeah, exactly. Fucking dumbasses, man.
Start posting shit about shooting people. Maybe they'll leave me alone.
So again, we're not condoning violence, just so people know. Nope. We're not saying, but we're gonna make jokes about it. We're gonna laugh about it because
keep the violence in TV, keep the violence in video games. You don't have to do it in real life.
But it amazes me that this 4chan is able to get it. Do you think they're able to crack down on like 4chan? Like,
I think they've always been trying. So I think that's one of the things that they've always been wrestling with in Congress and the Senate and everything is that how do we regulate the internet? How do we make it where, because obviously the government would have to get involved. That's like, it's not that, it's like not like the FCC. They can like monitor radio and whatever the FCC does with TV and stuff like that. So I think the internet is still considered this free place or whatever that, like that I guess they just can't touch 4chan because of the whole.
Well, I wonder now if because of this situation kind of brought it to light. I wonder if now the FBI will put like, because I mean they catch pedophiles all the time, right? They have Chris Hansen or whatever his name is. They go in and make fake profiles. Yeah. Why can't they make fake profiles for mass shooters? Like have them go in and pretend to be like.
4chan's been doing that shit for the past maybe whenever those mass shooters, like even I forgot what mass shooter it was about 10 years ago, but I mean, they were finding stuff on 4chan about that guy or whatever. So they know it exists and they know the activity that goes on there, but for some reason there's something that's keeping them from actually shutting it down or, being able to shut it down. So I think that maybe they're right. Because, the Congress, they always have tons of bills that they're writing that we don't even know about, but they get thrown into the fucking pile of other bills because the other side doesn't want to put them through. So yeah,
it's just somebody writes it.
I'm sure
nobody
Congress,
cares.
The Democrats have been passing some kind of internet regulation bill on stuff like that, but then the Republicans probably come in and smash it out, or vice versa.
Yeah, it just seems odd to me that they're like. But I mean, again, you don't have to shut down 4chan because of freedom of speech. But why not plant people in there to go onto the boards? They do it, like I said, they do it with pedophiles. In fact, most of the times they have pedophiles, it's entrapment. If you ask me, I mean, I'm not for it, but I do believe the way Chris Hansen catches those guys, I believe it's entrapment because these lonely guys, they are pedophiles, they're fucking scum of the earth. But if you purposely message a guy and say, hey, I'm a chick and I want to sleep with you, you think a guy's going to turn that down? I mean, I'm sorry, the guy's going to be like, what? What? Oh, I've been trying for 30 years and nobody's ever responded. This is the first person that's ever responded to me. I don't care what age they are. I don't care if they're 10 years old or fucking 100. Of course, that's sick as fuck.
Pussy. I don't care if it's 10 years old, 9 years old. I'm driving 400 miles.
I mean, are they sick motherfuckers? Yes, absolutely. Yeah. But if you throw a carrot and, it's entrapment. I'm sorry.
That show cracks me up, though. I get a laugh when I always love watching that show because it's just bust me up. I love the ones that drive 200 miles.
Yeah,
miles.
that's what I mean. Like you're driving 200 fucking miles. Like this has never happened to you before. I'm sorry. Like if you're you're fucking holy shit. I can't believe this chick wants to sleep with me.
The guy's always like, are you her father? Like, no, I'm Chris Hansen. As a matter of fact, no, I just came here to counsel her. You know, she's too much.
Yeah, I love that when they make up the excuses, man.
Well, it says here in the email that you were going to beep or you were going to beep and you were going to, and then they find like condoms in the car.
Yeah, that's a great shit. I mean, I'm not saying they don't deserve it. I absolutely believe that they deserve what they get because they're sick motherfuckers. But I just think it's kind of like they probably never would have done that had they not encouraged them.
I like when he goes, have you seen the show before? Yeah, I've seen the show before. But you came anyway. Why did you come if you've seen the show?
Couldn't resist.
Okay, you can go. You can go out that door right there. And also they get tackled.
Yeah.
They fall for it every time.
Yeah. Oh, really? I can go?
Oh,
okay. I would have, listen, if I know I'm going down for that, I would have fucking punched Chris Hansen and fucking ran in the opposite direction, you know? Like, when are they going to learn?
Grab that little decoy bitch or whatever.
Yeah.
And her cookies. Fucking take off.
Take that cameraman hostage and shit, you know?
The minute you walk into the house and the girl says, yeah, just hang out. There's some cookies. I'm just doing some laundry. That's when you got to get the fuck out of there.
Yeah. No. Public place, always public place.
Yeah.
That way you could say, I just ran into her. I didn't.
Not like we're speaking with experience or anything.
So speaking of fucking nutty, whack job, motherfucking right-wing pieces of shit.
Oh, yeah.
Speaking of this mass shooting and stuff, more weird fucking news. We got the what? Fucking Marjorie Taylor Greene. She's fucking at that shit again, man.
Klan mom.
Oh my God, she makes me fucking sick to be an American, man.
What did she say? The shooting, especially on 4th of July, is just a.
Yeah, I have it right here. Let's listen to this shit because this is you can't paraphrase this, and you just have to listen to it. So
now, here's what I have to say. I mean, 2 shootings on July 4th, one in a rich white neighborhood and the other at a fireworks display. It almost sounds like it's designed to persuade Republicans to go along with more gun control. I mean, after all, remember, we didn't see that happen at all the pride parades in the month of June, but as soon as we hit MAGA month, as soon as we hit the month that we're all celebrating, loving our country, we have shootings on July 4th. I mean, that's, that would sound like a conspiracy theory, right?
Especially when there's been a mass shooting pretty much every week. So
but what's the definition of a right-wing conspiracy theory? Well, by the way, it's the news that's just 6 months early.
So there's so much to unpack there. First of all, I don't know if she's too stupid to remember, but I do remember during Pride Month, that gay club was shot up and they killed 56 people, a mass shooter because they didn't like gay people. Now, obviously that was a few years ago, but it still happened.
Yeah.
So why now is all of a sudden this one a conspiracy against? That is the fucking ruthless, most dumb fucking bitch.
And that kid that shot up the fireworks on 4th of July, he's a Trump. There's a picture of him at a Trump rally.
Yeah. They were saying he was inspired by him, and
he was dressed as Waldo, which is so stupid.
God damn.
The Waldo outfit on with the glasses and the stupid striped hat.
So you know what I don't know. Did you actually watch the video or did you just hear the clip or something?
Yeah, I watched the video. After you mentioned something, what she said, and I remember, and I clicked on her. All I got to do is Google her name, and she's first top of the news, whatever she did recently.
So
and I watched a little bit of the video.
To me, this is the sickest part of Marjorie Taylor Greene. It's not the fact that it is the fact that she did it. She's a fucking cunt, and I'm when I use the word cunt, I usually use it as cunt. I don't use it as a derogatory statement towards women because to me it's just a funny word to say the word cunt. Yeah. I really just call anybody a cunt. But in this case, I'm using it as a statement against her. She's a fucking cunt. I'm sorry. Yeah. She is the biggest fucking cunt on the planet. If there was any representation, if you look up cunt in the dictionary, her fucking her fucking picture is going to be there. But that's not the worst part about this. If you watch the video and you notice, now me and you, when we talk, we riff on stuff, right? When we come up with an idea, sometimes we'll just make up shit. We'll just be talking and you just kind of riff. You just say shit off the top of your head.
Yeah.
She is reading half of what she said. If you look at what she's doing, she's actually reading it off of her fucking computer. So she either wrote this down or somebody in the GOP wrote it down for her and told her to say this. So this is planned. She said this. This isn't just like something you're, oh, what if there was a conspiracy? What if 4th of July? No, she fucking thought this shit through. She knew exactly what she was saying, and she said it purposely like the fucking cunt that she is. Absolutely.
Premeditated dumbness.
Premeditated cuntus.
Yeah.
Oh, I can't believe
you bloody cunts. Like what's it, the boys from Butcher?
Yeah, and to tell you the truth, I don't think she's smart enough to come up with this on her own. I think somebody in her party, wrote it down like and told her to say
Matt
this.
Gates.
Yeah,
probably Matt Gates
could be, or
they're fucking.
Yeah, could be.
They're fucking, They had to at least fuck at least a couple times.
They're all fucking somewhere at those orgy parties.
They're all fucking somewhere.
Yeah.
I wonder how she likes it. Doggy style, missionary. Trying to picture Marjorie Taylor Greene.
I get a feeling she's an uptight cunt. Now the other one, Bobart, she's probably pretty exciting. Marjorie Taylor Greene, she's one of those cunts that actually believes in the stupid shit that she peddles. So she's like, no, I want it missionary. I want it to be love.
Missionary's God's position.
Yeah, exactly. She's fucking one of those,
It's the natural God's way. It says in the Bible that you gotta have sex missionary.
She's one of those cunts where
if you go do doggy style, that's a sin. You're gonna go to hell.
Yeah, exactly. So fuck her. But man, what a disrespectful bitch. I mean, again, if she was just some person, like let's say she had a podcast, whatever, I wouldn't even give a shit, and she's just trying to be funny. I wouldn't care either. Yeah. But she's a fucking actual representative of fucking Georgia. She's an elected official. Like, what the fuck is wrong with an elected official saying that type of shit? Yeah. Like, what the fuck is wrong with people?
That's funny. If AOC or any of those others were saying half that, even a split of that, they would be like, calling for their head.
Yeah. Oh, they should resign and
Like, what's the chick that Omar or whatever, the Muslim chick in Congress? It's like, she says some crazy stuff every now and then, but nothing on the level that Marjorie Taylor Greene says.
But at least when she says crazy shit, it's not necessarily crazy shit. It's more shit that's like oppressive. But it shouldn't be said. She says it in a very blunt way. But Marjorie Taylor, she's just making shit up. I mean, she's just fucking, she's off the rails, man. I can't, I
mean, we're up to 311 mass shootings and we're only a half a year. So for her to say that there were no mass shootings during Pride Month, well, then if you do the math, 300 something shootings, that's almost a shooting a day, mass shooting a day, because it's not, we're only halfway through the year.
But that's how stupid she is. The guy wasn't targeting because if it was 4th of July. He wasn't going, I don't like the country, so I'm going to shoot people. He was like, there's a parade and there's going to be massive people. It didn't matter if it was 4th of July, Memorial Day, or fucking Thanksgiving. It was the fact that there was a parade with massive people. That's why he hit
some kind of dumb thing about the number 7 and 4, something to do with music or something that he's into. Like he's a rapper, he's a wannabe rapper. Matter of fact, they were showing some of his videos that he does on YouTube, and
those can't be good, right? I didn't see.
There's even one video where he's actually pretending that he's shooting up a school. It's like, and then there's like all of his. They always find this shit. That's what I hate about it. They always find this shit out afterwards. They found drawings where he's being shot by cops and laying on the ground bloody, like cartoons or whatever they drew. Very creative little kid with his tattoos all over the face, trying to be like the typical little.
Now, do you think his parents should be held accountable because the dad was trying to say, "I didn't know that he was going to shoot"?
Well, they're looking at the dad because the dad actually was a former mayor candidate. I guess he ran against the mayor that they.
Well, he co-signed for him to get the gun after all of his knives were taken away.
He just saw today. He's lawyering up because he's he's trying not to take responsibility. He's saying that he doesn't bear any responsibility, even though he does, because
I mean, as a parent, I can understand why you wouldn't think, because you don't want to think that of your kid, right? Like, like you could say, oh, hey, he plays video games all day, and then all of a sudden he shoots something, and you think, I didn't think he was a violent kid. To me, he was just a nice kid who played video games, because that was my kid. I didn't, so I understand it to a degree, but you don't. But if I know that my kid was suicidal, had all of his guns or had all of his knives taken away because of a suicide attempt, even if it was 5 years earlier, I'm not going to then co-sign and have him say, okay, here, you want to buy some fucking guns? Let me sign the I would say, wait a minute. No, that's the last thing you fucking need is a gun, buddy. If you want a gun, go join the military and learn how to use it. You ain't fucking co-signing for no gun for you dumb mother. What the fuck is wrong with you? That's a...
I hate that because like I said, they say all these red flags that happen after the fact. What pissed me off too when I found out about yesterday was like when or it was the day before when they found the Uvalde cop, and they had the one cop that actually had the shooter and could have took the shot way before he even went into the school, but he had to ask a supervisor, didn't hear from his supervisor, so he decided to just like not do it, and it was like because the supervisor probably didn't hear his call or something, but it's just that whole thing was a mess. I mean, those fucking pussy ass cops, man. I'll call them out right now. You motherfucking Uvalde cops are, well, probably not all of them, but those ones that had a chance. Fucking pussies. I mean, that's what you sign up for the job for. You sign up for the job so that you can put your life on the line for others,
That's I don't even want to get started on that again because that pisses me off every time I fucking think about it.
Who the fuck trains these people, man?
I mean, even if you didn't take the shot then, but then once you saw him go for the school, you fucking chase his ass down and you fucking start going in a blaze and you take that motherfucker out, man.
Take him out. Because they said that he actually saw that he had his rifle in his hand as he left the crash site. And he was going towards the school and he had his rifle in his hand and that cop had his target on him. But had to ask his supervisor. It's like, no, you take the fucker out.
I mean, to play again, I don't know the situation completely, but to play the devil's advocate, if I'm a cop in that situation where I see a guy with a gun, and you live in Texas, there's a lot of people with guns.
Yeah.
You kind of question it. I don't know.
Yeah. Maybe. Yeah.
And it could be because of the whole. I mean, I'm not making excuses for cops. But a lot of cops are edgy right now because everyone's getting prosecuted. Chauvin just got like 26 years or 15 years or whatever. He fucking deserved it. But as a cop,
stop shooting.
Maybe you're questioning what you're doing.
Well, they shouldn't be shooting unarmed black people left and right, and that way, they wouldn't have to be fucking questioning shit.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, I agree 100%, but I'm just saying, like, from his from his point of view, from his state of mind.
Yeah.
Maybe
this guy, Jalen, I can't remember his last name, but Jalen, the black kid that got shot for running from the cops. Even though he shot at him in the car, and from the video, it looks like everything was such a mess that maybe it was hard for the cops to tell. And one cop said that they thought he turned around to shoot at him, and that's why they shot him. But they shot 60 times and put that guy down.
Shit, Jesus!
But here's the shooter on 4th of July. He gets down, they chase him down or whatever. And he's arrested, and no incident, it's just like
again, like if that was a black guy, they would have
the white kid. He survives his arrest. The black kid doesn't. It's like
why is
at a traffic stop. Here's a white kid that shoots a bunch of people, survives his arrest. Here's a black kid, a traffic stop, doesn't survive his arrest.
It's so weird,
unarmed when they shot him.
That is so weird. Like it's just such a weird juxtaposition of like you see again the kid's running away. You shoot him in the back, but a white kid, he's running away, and you're like, please stop. Can you please?
It just got done shooting people, and he probably had his gun on him at the time. I think he did, actually. Or no, he left his gun at the scene. That's right, but still.
Yeah, I'm sure he had other guns on him. It wasn't the only gun that he had.
Yeah.
I don't understand fucking people, man.
Yeah.
And then did you just hear about Shinzo Abe from Japan, the old prime minister? He was assassinated.
Yeah, what's his name? Shinzo. I didn't know the name at first until
Shinzo Abe.
Saw him on. Yeah, and then when I saw him, I was like, "Oh, I've seen that guy before, like on the news."
Yeah, I'm not I don't keep up with Japanese politics, but I did like him when I saw him in the press conferences and stuff like that. He seemed like a pretty
he always seemed like
cool guy. Dude, So what I'm afraid of is apparently the guy that assassinated him. He didn't do it. First of all, he did it with a homemade gun. Right?
Yeah.
Because guns are very strict in the gun laws are very strict in Japan.
Yeah, they said they only had one gun incident since 2021.
Yeah.
Or something.
So he made it out of like duct tape and shit. So it actually blew up when he shot the first shot, and then it went off again, killing him. So what I'm afraid is that the NRA and all those GOP people are going to say, well, see, even with all the gun laws in Japan, he was still able to assassinate a leader. And it's like, well, he shot one person and they tackled his ass to the ground.
Yeah.
That's a lot different than fucking 30 people getting shot,
Yeah. I always just say, just ban assault rifles for 5 years and work on our mental health. And then in 5 years, if the mental health is where we need it to be, then we'll see if it works.
Yeah.
Lift the ban and see if it works.
People can go without assault rifles or just ban the sale of new ones.
Without one. People went 10 years without one, and they were still able to defend themselves against squirrels and deers.
And then I mean, fuck, if you want to go back to the Constitution, then just give them fucking muskets and say, okay, there's your fucking gun. If you want to be a constitutionalist.
That's my idea. I say just level the playing field and just get rid of all guns and give everyone Nerf guns.
Yeah, exactly.
We just shoot each other with Nerf guns.
Muskets where they have to take 10 minutes to fucking reload it and shit. But I don't know. But the weird part is that with the reason the guy assassinated him, it wasn't because of his political beliefs. It was because of some weird conspiracy. He heard that Abe was part of some secret organization or something. I don't know if that means the Yakuza or something, but
yeah.
So yeah. So again,
rest in peace. How do you say his name? Shinzo Abe.
Shinzo Abe, I think.
Shinzo Abe. We're gonna play some loudness for you later.
Yeah.
In your name, an easy O.
But it's just again, it's another situation where you have the internet or some kind of where people are believing whatever weird shit they hear. I mean, if you're getting your news from the Gen X Brothers podcast, then you're in the wrong place, my friend. Anything we say is comical, satire, we're making fun of shit. It's not a direct source. You should not be getting your direct information from us.
We should put a disclaimer on our show.
Yeah.
Warning, if you are mentally ill, do not watch this show. If you have firearms in your house and you're mentally ill, do not watch this show. Even though we'll lose a few views, but we'll save some lives. No. We'll save a couple of lives.
We'll probably save our own lives because they're the ones where they're coming after. They're probably coming after us and shit. So, but it just, again, if something
email your death threats to genxbrothers@gmail.com.
Yeah. Please do. It'll be funny if we do actually get one. Like, I don't know if you should take it seriously or not, but
$50 gift card for the best death threat.
All right, Eric, don't promote that.
We should make a contest out of it.
Yeah.
Send us your best death threat. You'll get $50 discount or gift card to Walmart.
But then we turn them in because we're so scared because of the death threat, and then they get arrested. They're like, "Who told me to do it?"
Could be a way to catch people though, like entrapment.
And then they never get the gift card because they're in jail. So it's a win-win for us. No.
Yeah, exactly.
Fuck them over. Hey, that's how we screw over our fans. But again, if you're getting your information off of the internet, like I said, fucking A, man, people use your brain. But there's some people that just don't have the mental capacity to figure shit out, especially, younger kids and stuff. It's just,
if you don't got a brain, go borrow one from someone who does.
Actually, it's probably not even younger kids. Younger kids probably do actually understand all the shit. It's
they probably do more than
the Gen Zs or the millennials, those in between where they haven't really understand technology and they're not smart enough to understand the streets like we were. There are a lot of our Generation X. A lot of people are just fucking stupid, man. They don't
kids
understand.
That were raised on Nirvana and frickin' spin doctors. They're the ones fucking everything up.
Yeah, stupid ass motherfuckers.
They had the wrong music, man. They should have been born with our music.
But it was weird, like in that whole Nirvana stage, if you remember listening to K-Rock, like almost every song was about being depressed and killing yourself. And like there was no like fun, like it was cool music. I love the actual music, but there was no like... There was no good part to the story. It was always like, I'm sad. Like, even the happy songs were like, I'm sad, I'm depressed. It's like, shut the fuck up. Quit your whining, little bitch.
It was bound to go somewhere. Negative in the future.
But again, if you hear something that sounds weird, if you hear something, verify the information before you go so far as to kill somebody over it. I think that's a good rule of thumb. Verify the information. Don't just assume that what you hear, even if it's like if you're not going to believe in CNN, like if you go, hey, I don't believe CNN, they're fake news, but you're going to believe some guy in his basement with a fucking brick wall in the background in his like. Don't take my fucking word.
And if you have a family member or somebody that you know is like kind of troubled and they're drawing crazy shit or saying stuff on social media that it sounds kind of like off a little bit. Fucking talk to somebody, turn them in. I mean, do your best to get them some kind of help. There's tons of resources for mental health.
And that's part of the problem too, though, Eric, is like, let's say we have somebody in our family and they're fucking saying, cheer it on. Oh, they should kill people. And then you go, dude, I think you need some help. And then you hear it again and then you turn them in, right? Like, let's say, and then you have this dick-headed fucking cop, somebody who doesn't know shit about anything. He's just a complete asshole. And he goes up to that kid that you turned him into. And he goes, you little fucking punk, I'm going to beat the shit out of you until you don't burn, because that's the way cops are. They're assholes. I'm sorry. They're fucking assholes. So you get somebody like that, and then this kid gets more. Not only does he get angry at the cops more, he's going to get angry at us as his family, and then we're the next target. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So it's a lose-lose in that time. Like I can understand why people don't want to turn other people in because.
Well, there's also the incident where like a lot of times they do call the cops on a certain person, and then the cops will go check them out, and they'll say, "Are you okay?" And the person says, "Yeah." Then they brush it off like, "Well, we can't really do anything about it because they haven't really perceived as a threat." But what they need to do is say, okay, well, you just need to get this guy into counseling.
We need the fucking minority report, man. We need that fucking.
There needs to be a mandated psyche valve for anyone who acts out that way, or even before you buy a gun. There needs to be a nationwide mandate that you go through a psyche valve.
Yeah, when it comes to gun control, yes, you have to like I said, if you have to have certain eyesight in order to be able to drive. Yeah. You have to have certain rules in order to be able to operate machinery. Yeah. The same should apply to a gun. Why does that not apply to a gun? It makes no sense.
Even when you go to the military, I have a Marine guy was talking. He was saying, before you get assigned a weapon, you got to go through.
They don't just hand you a fucking AR-15 and go, okay, just go shoot the Russians. Yeah. Don't worry about it. Just no, you go through extensive training on how to handle it. Yep. And obviously, if you're not mentally capable, the military figures that out and says, dude, you're a fucking nut job. Get the fuck out. You can't. No. Yeah. Get the fuck out of here. You're discharged.
So, violent video games ain't the problem. But if you're someone who has problems playing violent video games, there could be a problem.
I mean, anything could be a catalyst. That's for sure. Anything.
And if you know your kid or somebody who has some mental problems, maybe they should be playing Bambi on Atari or something and not Grand Theft Auto 5 or whatever the newest kill 'em all game is.
And for Christ, I don't care. Even if it's a normal kid, like even if it's the nicest kid on the block, right? Like if my kid is the greatest, if I think he's the greatest kid and he comes up, hey dad, can you sign for me to buy a gun? I'm gonna be like, what? Yeah. Excuse me? What the fuck you want a gun for? Bullshit. Yeah. You give me the reason why. And if you are going to own a gun, then I'm going to go out and teach you how to shoot it. I'm going to go out there with you and I'm going to supervise you. I'm not going to fucking just let you have a gun. Not in my fucking house, or even a weapon or a knife or something. I'm going to be like, let me show you how to use it.
Yeah.
Because my son G2 wanted a butterfly knife because that's really popular. Yeah. So I got him one, but I got him like I got him the butterfly knife, but I dulled down the blade. And then I showed him how to use it. I said, here's how you do it. You don't hurt yourself. I explained everything in detail. Yeah. I said, this is a weapon. You only use it on people that break into the house. You don't use it on the pets. You don't use it on yourself. You don't use it against people. I explained it to him, and I made sure that he understood it. And when I saw that he understood, like if he was asking stupid questions and go, oh, so I can stab an ant or I can stab a cat, I'll be like, no, thank you. I think you don't need this knife anymore. Yeah. You know what I mean?
Now but now if someone breaks in your house, you gave him a knife that's all dulled out. He can't even defend himself.
Oh, you can still stab it.
Yeah.
He knows where my
was it the butter knife?
He knows where my other weapons are at, my katanas and stuff like that. So
cool. keep his mental health good, man.
Yeah. But the point is that people need to pay attention. I mean, if you're gonna, like the father of this guy, he should have been paying attention before you signed for a gun. Like it's just stupid. Like if that kid stole it and did it out of his control, then I understand the parent isn't responsible. But the fact that he signed for it, he signed off on his mental fortitude. He signed off on saying that kid is capable of handling a gun.
Yeah, and it just looks crazy. That gun is like it folds up or whatever, folds out.
It's just
got some kind of
nuts.
Crazy handle on it. It looks like something you just use in the military or freaking.
And what happened to judging people based off of their looks? Because that kid looked like we used to look back when we were his age.
He's like your typical little white trash rapper.
That's but he looks like a typical little Columbine kid, and we used to get shit for that. So why isn't he getting shit?
He looks like a kid that listens to Slipknot on the side and underground rap on the side.
Yeah.
With the fucking doesn't wipe his ass. doesn't get laid. That's another problem with the society. They don't get laid or nothing, so they fucking take all their frustration out.
Yeah.
Sexual frustration
comes down.
I think that's the underlying issue of society. Is maybe there's a lot of just unhealthy sex.
Are there any female mass shooters? We've yet to see that.
I was thinking about it the other day. I'm thinking I don't think there's ever been a female mass shooter.
No, not a mass shooter. I mean, there's been women who have committed like murder, like let's say it's suicide, murder-suicide, where they killed their kids and stuff.
A few serial killers, women serial killers, maybe very few.
But there's never been a female mass shooter where a girl has taken a gun into a crowd and just started shooting people.
You would think a workplace would be the number one place for a female mass shooter.
Yeah, no kidding.
Always being picked on by their boss.
Not getting paid and shit. Yeah.
Not getting paid enough and being on the rag.
So do you think we should go on the 4chan boards and suggest that and say, hey, if you guys are going to
go on the 4chan and pretend you're a female thinking about being a mass shooter. Like,
yeah.
Can you guys give me some advice?
I'd probably
get
about
300 shooting in my workplace.
I get 1,000 dick pics within the hour, probably.
Yeah, right.
Was the case.
Where's all these dick pics for? I just want advice on shooting people.
Yeah, I'm going to use your dick as gun practice or target practice.
Yeah, right.
But I can't see it because it's so small. You dumb motherfuckers.
I hate men. Can't even ask for simple advice on shooting people.
Good to be back. All right, everybody, that is our show. We are glad to be back. Thank you for coming back and listening to us. We hope that you check out our social media on Facebook and wherever else there is. I don't know. There's only Facebook, you fucking ass Facebook motherfuckers. Join us on social media. Make sure you share the show on everything except for on Facebook even.
Catch us on 4chan,
Yeah, our new board on 4chan is going to be Shoot 'em Up. Gen X Brothers Shoot 'em Up gallery.
Yeah. Shoot 'em up forum.
Yeah, like old Texas
Catch us on
style.
the dark web, If you need a hitman, Glenn's your man.
Yeah, I'll hit it with a baseball bat. I'll do it Ramon style. Hit him up with a baseball bat.
Catch me on the Tor browser.
Yeah. All right, everybody. We will talk to you next week. Thank you for listening. We appreciate your support.
Peace out and horns up.